On her birthday, Lena received a package with no return address. Inside was an old photograph. She was 5 years old, and next to her was a man she'd never seen. She asked her mother. Her mother turned pale and said, "That's your father. He died the day before you were born. But in the picture, you look 5 years old. How is that possible?" Lena turned the photograph over. On the back was written, "I'm back. Come visit." Lena sat at the celebratory table, surrounded by friends and family. She had just turned 23. The candles on the cake had almost burned out, and the guests were clapping and shouting bitter. But Lena didn't hear them. She was looking at the black and white photograph lying on her lap under the tablecloth. She didn't want to show it to everyone. The courier had delivered the package that morning. The box was tied with string, without any markings, just Lena's address on sticky notes. Inside, on top of a yellowed newspaper, was a photograph. Lena smiled at first, maybe one of her friends was making a joke. But it was her in the photograph. Petite, in a blue dress, with pigtails. She recognized herself. A man stood next to her. Tall, thin, in a dark suit. He had a pleasant face, but there was a strange look in his eyes. As if he was seeing something behind the scenes. Lena didn't remember him. She'd never seen him before. When the guests left, she showed her mother the photograph. With trembling hands, she took it, held it up to her eyes, and then pushed it away. Her face turned pale. "Where did you get this?" her mother asked in a voice Lena didn't recognize. "It was mailed. No return address." Her mother was silent for a long time. Too long. "This is your father," she finally said. "His name was Mikhail. He died the day before you were born. At a construction site. You've never seen his photographs because I burned them. I didn't want you to suffer. But I'm about 5 years old in this picture," Lena countered. "How can he be standing next to me if he died before I was born?" Her mother didn't answer. She turned the photograph over and read the inscription on the back. Her lips trembled. "It's his handwriting," she whispered. "I recognize him. But he's dead. I saw the body." "What do you mean, I'm back?" Lena asked. Her mother shook her head, stood up, and left the room. Lena was left alone. She looked at the photograph and felt a chill growing inside her. In the picture, a man stood next to her who simply couldn't exist. And he wrote that he would return. Lena couldn't sleep that night. She lay in the dark, staring at the ceiling. Suddenly, she thought she heard someone walking down the hallway. The footsteps were soft, heavy. She froze, listening. The footsteps approached her door and faded away. Lena stood, walked to the door, and pressed her ear to the wood. Silence. She opened the door. The hallway was empty. But on the floor, right by the threshold, lay a fresh rose. Red, with drops of water on the petals. No one was nearby. She picked up the flower and saw a note tied to the stem. She unfolded it. One word, "Hello, daughter." Lena dropped the rose and slammed the door. Her heart pounded in her chest. She checked the lock, it was locked. She pulled the bolt back. She sat on the bed, hugging her knees. Dawn was already breaking outside. The rose lay on the floor, its petals black, though a moment ago they had been red. That night, Lena understood for the first time that a gift from the dead is never gratuitous. In the morning, Lena's mother was paler than usual. She hadn't slept all night, sitting in the kitchen, drinking cold tea and staring into space. Lena approached her with a rose, now blackened and almost crumbling in her fingers. "This arrived last night," Lena said, picking up the flower. "And a note. He called me daughter." The mother took the rose, twirled it in her hands, and then threw it on the table. "I should have told you sooner. Your father isn't dead. He disappeared. The day before you were born, he went to work and never came back. The police searched, but found no body, no trace. I said he was dead because it was easier. For me. For you. What about the photograph? Lena asked. Where did you get it? It was sent to the police a month after he disappeared. Our address was on the envelope. There was only this photograph inside. You look grown up in it, but you were only a few days old then. I thought it was some kind of cruel joke. I hid the photograph and forgot about it. And now it's back. Lena sat down across from her mother. You said his handwriting was on the back. That means he's alive. He's out there somewhere and sent me a gift. I don't know, her mother covered her face with her hands. I'm afraid to even think about it. The day passed in tense silence. Lena didn't go to work and turned off her phone. She rummaged through her old things, looking for other photos of her father. She found one, a passport photo. Black and white, with a stamp. The same man as in the strange photograph. The same smile, the same empty eyes. That night, she heard footsteps again. Now they were louder, more confident. As if whoever was walking knew they were expected. Lena picked up a knife from the kitchen and stood by the door. The footsteps stopped. Then there was a knock. 3 knocks. Steady, slow. Who's there? Lena shouted. Silence. Then a voice. Low, hoarse, alien. Open up, daughter. I've waited 23 years. Lena didn't open the door. She pressed her back against the wall and closed her eyes. When she opened her eyes, something glittered in the keyhole. Someone was looking at her from the other side. She screamed. Her mother came running and turned on the light. There was no one behind the door. But there was another rose on the floor. And a note was attached to it. You don't want to open it. I'll wait. But tomorrow I'll let myself in. Lena called the police. 2 officers arrived and inspected the apartment, the hallway, and the surrounding area. No one was there. They said it was most likely a prank and advised changing the locks. Her mother went to her sister's, taking Lena with her. But in the new apartment, in the room where Lena slept, the same photograph was hanging on the wall. It wasn't there that evening. Lena tore it down and tore it into tiny pieces. But the next day, the photograph was back in the same place. Only now, the man in it was standing on the left, not the right. And his smile was wider. Lena returned to her apartment 3 days later. Her mother begged her not to leave, but Lena said she was tired of running. She wanted to face whoever was stalking her and find out the truth. She locked the door from the inside, checked the windows, sat down in the armchair in the living room, and waited. The photograph she had torn up lay on the table. Now it was whole again, and the man in it stood directly behind little Lena, his hands on her shoulders. At midnight, there was a knock. 3 knocks. Lena didn't move. The knock came again. Then a voice rang out. Open the door, my daughter. I haven't come to harm you. I've come to take you home. My home is here, Lena replied. You're not my father. My father is dead or missing. But you're not him. Who do you think I am? I don't know. But I won't open the door. Silence fell behind the door. Lena exhaled, thinking he'd left. But the next second, the light went out. Her phone battery instantly died, her watch stopped. In the darkness, she heard the door open. But she didn't hear the lock. The door simply opened on its own. Footsteps. Heavy, slow. They walked down the hallway and stopped at the threshold of the living room. Lena hunched over in her chair, but didn't close her eyes. She wanted to see. A man stood in the doorway. tall, thin, wearing a dark suit. His face was exactly like the photograph. But his eyes glowed in the darkness. Not reflecting the light, but glowing themselves. Yellow. "Hello, Lena," he said. "I've waited 23 years for this moment. You've grown up. You're beautiful. Like my mother in her youth." "Who are you?" Lena asked, trying to keep her voice even. "I'm someone you never knew. I'm not your father. Your father is dead. I killed him on the day you were born. And then I took his place. In photographs, in documents, in your mother's memory. But she realized too quickly that I wasn't human. She ran away from me. And I waited. Waited for you to grow up." Lena's heart turned cold. She remembered how her mother had feared her father, how she had flinched at the sound of his footsteps. How she left without leaving an address. "What do you want?" Lena whispered. You carry his blood. And I want to take back what was his. His daughter. His life. His place in this world." He stepped toward her. Lena jumped up and grabbed the knife hidden under the chair cushion. "Don't come any closer." The man smiled. His mouth stretched wider than a human's. "A knife won't stop me. I'm already dead. Long dead." Lena swung, but didn't strike. Suddenly she realized he wasn't lying. He wasn't afraid. Inside, he was empty, like a faceless photograph. "Get out," she said. "I'm not yours. And I never will be." He stopped. He bowed his head, as if listening for something. "You're brave," he said. "Good. This will make things more interesting." He turned and walked out. The door closed behind him. The light came on. The clock began ticking. Lena fell to her knees and burst into tears. She didn't know if he would return. But she felt it wasn't over yet. A week later, she moved to another city, changed her name, and blocked all her old contacts. But every night, waking up at 3 o'clock, she looked at the door and waited. And one day, exactly a year later, on her birthday, she saw a red rose on the threshold. And a note, "I found you, daughter." The game continues. Lena took the flower. The petals were red as blood. She held them to her face and smiled. Not from fear. From anger. "Come here," she said. "I'm ready." She burned the rose and the note. But she knew he would return. And next time, she'll be waiting not on a chair with a knife, but with a revolver. Because bullets stop even the dead. Or so she thought.